Take out a sheet of paper and divide it into two columns. On one side, please write the word and part of speech. On the other side, please write the definition and any helpful examples. Please pause the video at any time if you feel that I am going too fast. The first word is harpsichord. Harpsichord is a noun referring to a stringed instrument that resembles something like a grand piano, and harpsichords were first used in 1611. Here's what a harpsichord sounds like. Here is harpsichord used in a sentence. One can often find a harpsichord covered with cobwebs in old black and white scary movies because they sound discordant. Next is dwindle. Dwindle is a verb referring to the action to become steadily less or to shrink. For example, her interest in biology dwindled when the teacher began the unit on nematodes. Probably not the most interesting thing unless you absolutely love biology. Next is successor. Successor is a noun referring to a person who has a job, position, or title that takes over after someone else. The CEO's successor, for example, had an entirely new approach to marketing the product, which rubs some old-timers the wrong way. Next is teeming. Teeming is an adjective describing that which is present, but something that is present in large quantity. For example, the first football game of the year was teeming with red-shirted students. Hobble. Hobble is a verb which we often use to describe a certain type of walking or movement, but hobble can also refer to the action of slowing the movement, progress, or action of something or someone or some type of action from happening. For example, my progress up the steep mountain trail was hobbled by unforeseen boulders that had fallen onto it since my last trip. Constitute. Constitute is a verb that refers to the action of making up or forming something. For instance, no matter how complex you believe your sentences to be, 3 of them do not constitute a well-developed paragraph. They don't make up a full paragraph. Expertise. Expertise is a noun referring to the skills or knowledge that an expert has. For example, developing expertise in any field, from academics to carpentry, takes both study and experience. Discipline. Discipline is a noun that, while oftentimes we use to refer to some sort of punishment or reaction to a misdeed, discipline also can refer to a field of study, any field of study. For instance, linguistics is a fascinating discipline if you're interested in how language both propels and explains the world. Antiquated. Antiquated is an adjective describing that which is old-fashioned or outdated, something that is like an antique. For instance, perspectives are funny. Some people might think a certain type of clothing is antiquated, while others might consider it vintage or in style. Ferocity. Ferocity is a noun describing a very fierce or violent quality that someone or something may possess. Here's an example of ferocity in a sentence. The tiger's ferocity is just one of many reasons why it is not fit to be a household pet. Intricacy. Intricacy is a noun referring to the quality or state of being complex, having many parts. For example, I was surprised at the intricacy of the displays at Legoland, even though I'd been told how amazing they really were. Array. Array is a noun referring to a large group or a large number of things. For example, surprisingly, there was a wide array of surfboards lined up at the garage sale in Oklahoma City. Not something you usually expect. Next is precarious. Precarious is an adjective describing that which is not safe, that which is not strong, or that which is not steady. For instance, the strong wind almost knocked him off his precarious perch on the edge of the cliff. Acknowledge. Acknowledge is a verb describing the action to recognize the fact or the importance or the quality of someone or something. For example, they acknowledge that this decision was a mistake. They admitted or recognized that they made a mistake. And finally, compelled. Compelled is a verb describing the action to make something happen or to force something. For example, his great hunger compelled him to eat. He was so hungry that he was almost forced to eat something.